So let's get into the insane state of the job market these days. And this is something that will be cut out of this live stream and will be posted as a video. So I just wanted to take some time and discuss the insanity that has been going around on LinkedIn and pretty much everywhere, like Twitter, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever it is, any platform that you can think of. And almost it feels like everybody is trying to say that this job market is dying, that job market is dying, and senior roles are gonna get vanished. And I don't understand where it is coming from. Everybody that says these things, they just reference a sort of paper or a sort of blog or something like that, and they just run with it without realizing what the actual state of the market is. I think we I think we have entered into a culture where everybody's word is taken so seriously and everybody knows it. Somebody can come on social media and they can say that, oh guys, the job market is dying, and they can just walk away with it. And now it's your job to go in and actually do the research and actually prove their point wrong, which you won't be able to, because the moment you step into any sort of blog, website, or community, you do see supporting statements everywhere. However, we don't see the other side of the coin where things are not so great with the tools that is supposed to replace us. And the number one tool that comes along these lines is AI, artificial intelligence. Let's just do another AI rant video because I am tired of asking questions on AI and all. Whether it is AI agents, whether it is a chat bot, whether it is anything like an OpenAI operator or DeepSeek or whatever it is. And have you noticed that DeepSeek was such a big deal 2 weeks back on YouTube and now nobody is talking about it? And my question is, what happened? There are no more videos on DeepSeek. It was supposed to be open source. It was supposed to be all of this. And now nobody even cares. No more videos on this. And that just leads me to believe that are we in a saturation point? Are we done with AI and all? But this opinion of AI will kill software jobs, it will kill the market, it will kill, you know, this type of position, whether it is QA, backend, front end, product designer, UI, UX designer, and all, it's still not stopping. And it is at this point, I don't believe that people who post these kind of things actually believe in it. They are just doing it for the engagement farming. That's what the ulterior motive is to get however many likes, comments, shares you can get and just create a name for yourself. The best example that I can think of in this regard is Frying Pan, the YouTuber who created a code editor called Pair AI. And in the video, when he was pitching it to us, he mentioned that the models on the market are not the best and we are using in-house AI models. Therefore, we are better. And everybody just went with it. Nobody raised any questions. My only question is, please explain to me what is the difference there. And yet I don't see anybody raising that question. And that also translates into the tools that we are getting these days. Yes, there is an agent that will take over the control of your entire computer and it will do the things that you ask it to do. Okay, fine. But did anybody raise a question that what happens in an agile software development practice where the website components are changing constantly, where the profile page, let's say, was in the top right and now the profile is in the left sidebar, and now the logout button from the left sidebar is now in the top right of the website. In agile software development practice, the website goes through changes constantly. It just happens like that. So how would an operator or something that is supposed to take control of my entire system be able to figure that out? And are we really, when we, like, okay, let's take another example. Sometimes when we enter debit card information in a website to place an order or whatever, that information is stored in the browser itself. And we can use it on just one click in the next run. Now, are we really trusting the AI to take care of that data? If it is supposed to take the entire control of my system and just do the task that I ask it to do, what about the data leakage? What about the security? Okay, so let me get back to the chat, algorithm soft. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that. So, are we even discussing that aspect? That yes, I will hand over my computer, fine. If you want me to hand over my computer to an AI agent, fine, I'll do that. But how can I be assured that my data is safe? I think it is something to do with the culture that the moment any new tool enters the market, it is suddenly the best in the market. There are no benchmarks, there are no performance testing or whatever, there is no real world usage. But the automatic assumption is just because it is new, it is the best thing. Let's just throw away everything that we have been using for the past 10 years that have been working fine for us and didn't really hinder our productivity. Now let's just throw it all away because we got a new shiny thing. I think it is called the shiny thing syndrome. I think that's what it is. But this type of culture, I don't really like it. Like, come on, man, ask some questions, get some clarity. And everybody watching this live stream, I have a question for you. Let's see who can come up with the best answer. Explain me the difference between OpenAI O3 Mini and OpenAI O3 model. I'll just wait for it. Explain me the difference. And by the time everybody tries to answer it, let me just read the chat. Hi bhaiya, JEE nahi nikla mera, but I am focusing on board. That's great, and I'm sorry to hear that, algorithm soft. But yeah, don't lose your confidence and just keep working on things. Humans do have the flaw. We overestimate potential of something in short term and underestimate in potential of something in long term. It will be the same with AI, in my opinion. Yes, it is, and I have a supporting point along with it. People think that I raise questions on AI, therefore I am the bad one. I am a hater. I don't believe in innovation and all. Actually, I could not support companies using AI more and more if I wanted to. I know that AI models spit out garbage code. So companies use it thinking that it is working in the short run. So let's just go with it. We will refactor it later. And at some point, you get to a stage where it is so much rubbish running in your code that it is not even optimized, it is slow, it is janky, and it is all of that. Now people have to look for actual experts who will come in and clean that mess up. And in that case, one expert is sitting right here. Upper profile in the description. Hit me up. So, in the pursuit of eliminating jobs, I think it will increase jobs in a sense. That now people would need the experienced developers to step in and clean the mess up for a hefty price. Like look at what is it? Devin. Devin is now hiring software engineers, and it's like, why? Is your product not good enough? Are you admitting that your product itself is lacking? I think it's the same analogy as a Roomba company who produces robots that can clean your floor up. But then you visit the warehouse where it is manufactured, and then you see people who are using broomsticks. And you're like, hold on, you are creating a product that will exactly replace the broomsman, or what is it? Peon? Is it the cleaner? Yeah, janitor. That it is supposed to replace the janitor's job, but you are yourself using janitors. What happened? The same thing can be also converted into the tech sector, where every company that says that software developers' jobs will be replaced, I'm not buying it until the company actually lays off all the software engineers in their company and says we have AI that can do the job. Therefore, we don't need software developers. It's almost as if that you yourself won't replace your software engineers, but you are saying to all the other companies to fire theirs. Why? If you are so faithful in your product's abilities that it can do that, fire your own engineers first. And now I know everybody will say, oh, Salesforce did it. They are not hiring engineers anymore. Sure. But what about the existing engineers? Fire them too if they are so good. The job position of prompt engineer, I feel it was a trend. I think it was very hype like last year or something. And now look at that job position, it just disappeared. Nobody talks about it. And my only question is, what happened? AI will replace web developers first. Okay, explain me that, Qwerty. How? The question that I just raised about agile software practices, where the website is changing constantly, how will the AI be able to keep up? And again, the problems of AI is so deliberately ignored. It's mind blowing to me. Like OpenAI O3 will get stuck in its own thinking. So many people have pointed this out that they prompt the AI like 6 or 7 times and it will produce correct output, and then in their 10th or 11th prompt, the O3 model will get stuck in its own thinking and will never produce an output. It's so blaringly obvious to us that there is problems with the existing technology that we have. But all the things that is getting sold to us is a dream that 5 years from now, AI will be this and AI will be that. And almost I'm like, then bro, talk to me 5 years from now. Why are you trying to convince me that this technology is good when it isn't, clearly? I'm not I am anti AI, let's face it. But I have to be anti AI because I can't stand the stupidity that is going around in the tech sector. And one of the big YouTubers in the sector with 600K subscribers posted a video on OpenAI 3 just praising it out of the papers that have been published for it. And I had to go in and comment, like, bro, you are going off of papers. Obviously, papers will praise a technology. But what about the real experience? Have you used it? Have you used it enough to form an opinion? You haven't. But just because it sells on YouTube, you are doing it. And that's what I think the ulterior motive is. Nobody cares about actual real inputs. It's just engagement farming. It's just view botting. That's all it is. Okay, let's see. Most of the web dev in India just knows Stack. Oh, what a boomer. Okay, grandpa, let's get you to bed. They said flying cars in 2025, and we have Samir Rana in trouble for hosting a show. That's just the reality, isn't it? Like, we overestimated the capabilities of AI a little too much, a little too much. It's blown way out of proportion. And if anything, I'm happy about that. Like, fine, I would tell companies to use AI more and more with every single day. Every single day, just use AI as much as you can so that you need people like me to come in and clean that mess up. I'm happy about that. But unfortunately, the people that took an L is the freshers community. And this is where I feel like the definition of freshers has to be redefined. This whole concept of expert beginners, where freshers are told that you have courses on YouTube and you have ChatGPT, therefore you should be up and running with the latest technologies. And it's not just how it works. It's not how it works. The definition of freshers, even so long back in 1980s or the 2000s or 2025, hasn't changed. The freshers always have a perspective that their college or their seniors or their mentors give them. They don't have a perspective of their own just yet. And that is something that is still holding up in 2025. You can, as a college student, create an application with Next.js and backend Python, and then a Postgres database server. You can do that. But what you're not going to get the opportunity of is handling 10,000 customers in an AWS RDS Aurora MySQL service, which is using load balancer, and it is using Docker containers in ECS, which is communicating among each other. And you have EC2 instances divided in target groups. What I just said, I think freshers will not understand what the meaning behind it is. You're not going to get that chance. And this is where the industry, it also took an L. The freshers community, they also have to bear the L because the expectations just went higher. And it's not because of AI being a good technology. It's not. Let's just call it for what it is. It's just promises given to us that in the 5 years time it will replace blah and blah. Reality is it isn't. It just isn't. AI obviously won't replace programmers, but what I think is companies are realizing that they can make things happen with very few people. They are realizing they don't need 100K people to do stuff. 100K people was always a bad idea to begin with. But having an environment where people are different in their creative aspects is important. you need opinions on the software solution that you are creating. Yes, one person can also do that, but sometimes you need to have a team that is good enough that communicate with each other and they can come up with good ideas. The problem with AI and Stack Overflow is when you go to ChatGPT and you ask a question, you only get one response. And ChatGPT seems to own their answers. It's like, yeah, it is the correct answer. You should just go with it. But then you go to Stack Overflow and you query the same thing and you get 10 answers on average. You get 10 answers. Therefore, you can actually look at what each and every person is saying from their perspective and you can pick and choose which is the best one. That is something that AI lacks in. True, but can't deny that it did get developed faster than anticipated in a way. But I think we are getting used to the speed. So many are being devil's advocate as well. They have to be, and I'm happy that they are. At least they are questioning it. I'm at least happy about that. The thinking system in ChatGPT will delay to give the answer, but nowadays there are other models that are also coming with better features. Recent DeepSeek news. But where is it? Where is DeepSeek now? AI is something I used to write what I already know, aka boiler code, so it's fast to ship. But coding in the first place was 1 to 2 day job. Most of the part of job is convincing all our design and solutions. Yes, it is. It is. But the marketing seems to disagree with that. The marketing is convinced that it can do everything, and people will use it to do everything. There are studies now that says that using AI too much will make you dumber as a programmer. If the chatbot is not able to give you the correct answer, then you won't have it in you to actually go out and find it. That is something that is so blaringly obvious. I said it so long back that please don't use AI for your learning purposes. Please use learning as an organic resource and then go to documentation, books, articles, and blah and blah. When you do get knowledge, then come back to using AI. But now people are told that you should use AI right out the gate in your DSA journey or your learning journey or whatever, and see what is happening. This whole era of expert beginners has completely tanked the AI and the tech market. And I hate the argument that people say about compilers. People say that, oh, in 1980s when compilers were designed, people were against that. We are going through the same thing. We are not ready to accept that AI is the way to go and all. And I'm just like, okay, bro, I can't raise a question on compilers. I wasn't born then. Believe it or not, I'm not that old. But when compilers were getting into the market, they were becoming a thing. I'm sure people raised questions on it. I'm sure there were skeptics. But what they did is raise questions and then people were able to answer them. They got their doubts resolved. And that's how compilers became a thing. Everybody accepted that, yeah, compilers are great. But for this AI tech race or whatever it is, explain me the difference between Gemini and ChatGPT. Explain me the difference between Anthropic and, okay, Anthropic is something different. But these chatbots, okay, fine. Explain me the difference between DeepSeek and Claude. What is it? The UI? Not good enough. So, it's all the things that it makes me depressed thinking about this. Freshers are already so scared. Freshers are already scared enough. Like whether they will be able to land a job or whether they will be able to land an interview and blah and blah. And the moment you open social media, which is a good possibility given that you are here, it means that you are on social media in some shape or form. And then you see these things that this job market is dying, that job market is dying, and blah and blah. Where are we really heading?